Hello, little Joseph.
Hello.
There's a problem with the weather.
Well, I know what this magnificent beast is because this isn't the first time this has been here, is it?
That's correct.
Although last time it wasn't on those wheels.
No, so this Caddy is owned by Jake, who owns JOB Automotive Lowestoft. When the Caddy was last here, it didn't have these wheels on because these are my old Bentleys off my Caddy, and it had a 1/6 TDI in it. We'll put a link to the video like there.
Or maybe in the description.
Or down the description.
Depends on what's happening.
Yeah, depending on how flexible YouTube is with us.
It made fairly good number. It was a stage 2, wasn't it? If
Yeah,
I
so
remember rightly.
that was tuned already. Stage 2 came in for a power run, and Jake wanted to fit up the wheels to see how they fit on this Caddy, which he later ended up buying.
They do fit well.
Yeah, the Caddy has now got a 2-litre TFSI engine conversion. I haven't looked at the engine code, but I believe it's a BWA, so KO3 based engine, and it's got the KO4 064, and all the other KO4 bits or other parts from a KO4 based engine, so injectors, map sensor, fuel rail pressure sensor, and so on.
So he wasn't happy with the diesel power, and he's decided to stick a TFSI in it.
To be fair, I don't think power was the issue. It actually blew a gearbox up.
Right,
I remember
okay.
getting a message going, oh, Caddy's broke the gearbox, I'm just going to TFSI convert it. And I was like, all right.
Because this is DSG as well, isn't it?
No,
This is not.
it's manual.
This is manual, is it?
Manual, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is manual. I believe it's got TFSI box because I went to see if it would select sixth when it was before I moved it in this morning, and it would go into where sixth gear would be. So I can only assume it's got the 6-speed box in it.
Right, but it's got the 5-speed Caddy gear stick.
Yeah.
Right,
so
okay.
Everything for the conversion came out of the Mark 5 Golf that I bought, Mark 5 GTI.
Okay, so basically it's KO3 TFSI with all KO4 bolt-ons stuck into a Caddy.
Correct.
Crazy.
And yeah, so as far as I'm aware, Jake did the conversion himself. The wiring was done by a company called Overboost. I'm not going to try and pronounce where they're located because it looks
That's what they are.
crazy. So I'm not going to get that wrong. But yeah, they've done, as far as I can see, a great job. Everything on the dash works properly, which is decent to be fair. Because a lot of the time we see conversions like this, they're lit up with a Christmas tree.
Yeah. That's running TFSI dash, yeah?
Mark 6 dash.
Okay.
So
Cool, but it's all the way up to, is it all the way up to sort of $7,000 or whatever it is? It's a petrol dash basically, yeah?
8 grand.
Yeah. Right, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think Jake said it was a Mark 6 GTI dash.
Okay.
But basically, we've already had the ECU to base map it, just so that, and do a mobiliser solution, so that once the wire was done, it would actually run.
Yep.
So we've done that, and that's it. It's here to, well,
See what it does.
Yeah, basically to see what it does and keep going until we're kind of there. I mean,
Till we blow a second gearbox.
So goals-wise as well, we've had this conversation a few times. I think Jake was looking around 350 horsepower. Now, we normally aim on a KO3 base of engine, so the BWA or the AXX. If it's got KO4 bits on, KO3 hybrid, whatever, we tend to aim around 330 horsepower,
yeah.
500 newton meters. Now,
Is that because it gets a bit bottom endy?
They can die.
Yeah.
Quite spectacularly.
Okay.
So I've not had any go bang through trying to push them too far. It's just kind of the safe limit we kind of
Same as the MX-5s, you don't really push much above 240, 250 at a push.
Yeah. So, but he wants a bit more than that.
Well,
So
fair enough.
So yeah, so all the tuning on this has been done in conjunction with Dan at Uber Tuning, who's done our TFSI stuff for, I don't even know, 5 years.
Yep.
Something like that. We're trying to play this one a bit different purely because of the power goals. As you know, we want to try and make a bit more power but keep the torque car sensible.
Yep.
Jake has pretty much said if it blows up, it blows up. I don't care. And I've kind of, I like it when people are like that, but it's also
You don't want it to
I
happen.
don't want it to blow up.
Yeah.
You know, if I think it's unsafe, I'll stop. So,
Okay.
but yeah, Jake's pretty much just said send it and see what happens. So
I like that attitude. I like it a lot. I do. Okay, so the plan is obviously base, run it.
yeah, so
See what
It's
happens.
already based. We're now going to run it up on the dyno, see what she does, get some data out of it, and take it from there.
Awesome. Let's do that. Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
I'm all right.
Good.
How are you?
I am a bit less than some right.
Okay.
Um,
More
so-
than usual then.
exactly. So some Caddy love has
Yes.
happened.
So we've run it up on the base and data logged it. We've, to be honest, made more power than I was expecting. I've already had a little conversation on the phone with Jake. More, yeah, we're in the area of what he was hoping for.
To finish up on.
Yeah, it did 360.9
Yep.
and 522 newton meters.
So it's a little bit over the newtometrics where we want to be, but not.
Yeah.
It's not the
Not
world. It's
silly
like 10,
amounts.
10-ish foot pound. 12.
So, but we have problems.
I mean, we've always got problems, mainly mentally. But do you mean the van?
Yeah, TFSI
Right.
problems.
So, yeah, that's just life.
It's actually quite ironic because we were talking before the van came in, and he said out of all the problems he was hoping to have, the one problem he didn't want would be an in-tank pump problem, because to change it, he's gonna have to drop the whole fuel tank.
Can you guess what the problem is?
So, fuel pressure-wise, he starts out 4.5 bar of pressure
Right.
on the low side of the system, and then by the end of the run, it's down to 2.5 bar.
So it sounds like there's an in-tank fuel issue.
Well, as far as I know, it's had a new fuel filter.
Right. What about the pump itself?
The pump is a GTI pump, a stock GTI pump. So that's
What, a
where
new
I-
one or second hand?
No, out of the GTI. So that's where I think the problem is going to be, because obviously how much stress we're trying to put on it with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
We're also seeing a bit of timing pull as well. Jake said that the plugs in it are brand new, but they haven't been gapped, so they're probably set to 0.7.
Right. What would you run this sort of 0.5, 0.6-ish?
I'd probably run 0.6-ish.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the plugs out and gap them quickly. I've said to him I will run it again just to see how the knock improves, because I've now obviously got a base for comparison with data logs. So I'm going to do that. But I've said to him there's not really too much I'm going to be doing because of the fuel pressure issue.
So you're adjusting the map?
No, not yet.
No, so you're going to literally...
I'm
you're
literally gonna run
so
it.
you're going to gap the plugs, run it again, see how much difference that makes?
Yeah, pretty
Right,
much. And
okay.
then I will most likely end up calling it pending the low pressure issue.
situations.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because,
cool.
I mean, I've said to him, like, power-wise, it's made the numbers.
The graph isn't bad either, is it?
No.
Really? I mean, it needs a little smoothing, but
Yeah. The main issue for me, like I said to him, is I want to clean the logs up. We're seeing far too much time and pull.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. So
are we knocking?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Oh, right.
we're seeing. The thing is, with time and pull can be one of a few things.
Right.
So it can either be that the ECU is pulling timing away, or it can be the engine is physically knocking.
Right, and that
Without-
full time as well.
Without
See, I'm learning.
yeah, so basically when we do TFSIs, the data log preference file that I use on VCDS, which I already have built because I log the same sort of areas on all of them.
Yeah.
We monitor 2 cylinders for knock or pre-ignition detonation, whatever you want to call it. The issue you'll have is the same with a 180T. If you unplug the knock sensors and run it, as soon as you come on full throttle, you'll see 6 degrees of timing pull the whole time. Now, it could be on a stock tune, on really good fuel, and you could have already logged it, say, with the knock sensors plugged in, and there'd be no time pull at all.
Right.
You unplug the knock sensors, it will show you it's pulling timing, but it's not physically knocking, it's just the ECU pulling timing away for safety.
Right.
And I'll be honest, when it was running on the dyno, it didn't splutter, it didn't do anything that would normally indicate the amount of knock we're seeing.
No, it's a bit smoky, but
Yeah.
fuel.
So, I mean, in points it is running rich as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've said to Jake, I'm going to gap the plugs, I'll run it up again, data log it, see what happens with knock, and that's kind of where I think we're going to land today.
Yeah, all we can do is do that and see what happens, I
Yeah,
suppose.
and then once he's sorted out the low pressure side of the fuel system, then we'll have it back and pick up where we left off. But like I've said to him, numbers wise, I'm very happy with it.
Oh, certainly capable.
And the graph and everything else. The main thing I want to do is clean the data logs up. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, presumably, once that's been achieved, this is going to be drivable, albeit slightly gently.
Oh yeah, to be fair, I mean, he's already been, the reason we base mapped it, so we don't normally base map cars, and I had this conversation with Jake. I mean, I've known Jake for quite a few years, I get on with him very well, but the problem is, from my perspective, is people can't be trusted.
Yeah.
And I have it all, I've had it more times I'd like to remember where we say, it is a base map, do not drive the car hard. And I've literally been sent videos of people street racing and all sorts of things. And the thing is, it's base map. Like when I'm given an ECU and I haven't got the whole vehicle because it's not even in one piece yet, or it's not been wired up or whatever, I can't data log it.
No.
So it's literally to get it running and get it driving, not to go out racing your mates.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
To get it here, basically,
if it blows up or breaks,
it's your own fault.
yeah, it is your own fault, and that's why I don't do it, is because it's just easier to not put yourself in the situation. That's the long and short of it, and it's not, I'm not taking a stab at any particular person. And the thing is, I know we've all done it as well. Like I've done it running engines in. Like
Oh
on my
yeah,
own
we haven't
cars.
done it, but you do it at your own risk.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I did it with my S3. I was running it in, and I turned the boost up probably a little more than I should have done. But at the end of the day, it's my own car, it's my money, and it's my problem. But the biggest issue is a lot of the time with customers, they want someone to blame. A lot of the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, not necessarily customers specifically, as in even retail customers.
No,
I mean,
of
even
course.
people in the industry.
Yeah, so it's
Tuners are always easy to blame as well, because a lot of time they can't identify the issue. It's like, oh, it must be the tune.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I made an exception for Jake because we're good friends. He's also willing to spend money. That's the thing, is he's also willing to spend money on the van. He's already said if it blows up, he'll build the engine.
I think more importantly, if he
So-
had blown it up on a base map, he would have rolled his hands up and gone, oh, I better build it again then.
Exactly. So I did make an exception for him because, like I said, it's not something we normally do, but I trust that Jake will be honest with me. So that's all good.
Awesome. Right, so let's stop gassing like a pair of old grannies and get some spark plugs.
Shall we go to bingo?
Yeah, Mecca. Should we get some spark plugs gapped and then do a run and we'll see what happens, yeah?
sounds like a plan.
All right, cool.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tog. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm here.
Spirit.
So, obviously it's now the next day.
Yes.
Because
So
time ran on a bit, didn't it?
yeah, we kind of got tied up in a few things. So we've gapped the plugs down. We've done another pull. We've still got a bit of timing pull going on, and we've still, which to be fair, I knew we would have a low pressure fuel issue, which I've had a conversation with Jake about, and it's either gonna, I mean, most of the time it's either gonna be the low pressure fuel pump is on its way, or it's the module.
Is the module attached to the fuel pump?
They are, so when they're in a Golf, you've got, take the cover off, and I think the module sits above the top of the basket effectively. So the module you can see, but then the pump is obviously enclosed in the basket.
So hopefully it's the module.
No. In this, neither are accessible.
Right, so
you've
the
got to
tank's
drop
got to
the
come
tank.
out.
Yeah,
Right.
I've said to Jake, as much as I don't like, I prefer finding an issue rather than just throwing parts at stuff.
Yeah.
But we've kind of had the conversation where if you've got to go to the effort of drop the tank, you might as well just do both.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the time we'll use like the TTRS in tank pumps.
Yeah. Stronger pump, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean they're not all the money in the world, to be fair. So
There are EM, aren't
a couple
they?
£100,
Yeah.
or a few £100. They come obviously in the basket. You can just drop them in. But a friend of mine had Dan Taylor used to have a Golf KO3 base KO3 based car with KO4 stuff on it, and he used an AEM, just literally like a drop-in pump.
Right.
And that's what I said to Jake. I said, if you take the basket apart, use one of these bigger pumps, do the module, and then we'll get it back, clean the logs up. Should be good to go.
Okay, so for now, see you later, Caddy of Justice.
Yeah, at the minute she's at 363, 511 newton meters.
That's basic base map, and there's no major honing on that, is there?
No, so there obviously will be some future adjustment. Just to, like I said, just to clean the logs up. I mean, it's not running lean, which is the strangest thing, because
Right.
it is dropping fuel pressure on the low side, but the high side maintaining pressure.
Okay.
But like I said, Jake, it's just not right. That's the
Yeah, well, that's the thing,
beginning
isn't
and
it?
end of it. It should be running sort of 4.5 bar at the red line, and it's running 2.5 bars.
If you go to this much effort, you might as well make it perfect, I suppose.
No, definitely. So that's kind of where we're at for now.
So yeah, part 2's coming.
Yeah, part 2 at some point.